But like you said then, because yeah, this is a different kind of. I've watched Metallica yesterday, but this is a different kind of monster than what you were used to. So
Oh, yeah.
after, well, I believe this was Wars the Answer was quite a successful album,
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
exactly.
then you come in. So
Yeah.
so did that add pressure?
I don't know, not really, because there was really never any hazing process.
Okay.
I'm a very confident person as it is. I'm aware of my skills on the bass. I'm aware of what I bring to the band. I think the only thing really was trying to figure out how to go from being a bartender to being, present with the other dudes on there. And 6 years later, I think I have done well, and it's a collective unit at this point now.
Right, and then because this year also celebrates the last 10 years.
Exactly.
For you, the last 6 years.
Yep.
Then, but was it for you as well a nostalgic thing, where you, with a lot of looking back?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, because I remember distinctly I remember my first photo shoot.
Okay.
I remember the first video shoot, first tours. Literally the first 6 months of Death Punch, I didn't quit my daytime job, which was bartending at the Cosmopolitan, because they were doing festivals on the weekends, which left the week open for me. And I was like, dude, I like the job. Like, why would I give up this up when I don't have to just yet? So I would literally go play festivals in front of 10, 20,000 people, come back to Vegas, work behind the bar for 3 days, and then go back out on the road again. So
But
it's all about keeping hands in both, and maintaining Chris Kael, the real person, versus the monster that's up on stage, I guess.
So how do you do that now then? Because I assume you don't still have a foot in at
I do not.
Cosmopolitan.
I do not. Thankfully, yeah. I'm a one email away from having to go back to that. So, yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, it is what it is now. I don't think I'm much different, as a personality. I've definitely maintained a certain sense of self. Two very important things that I heard through people talking about Rodney James Dio was he always said, take every picture, take every autograph, or sign every autograph, and you'll be famous forever. The other one was, you'll never remember their name, you'll never remember their face, but they'll remember that 2 minutes for the rest of their life. So I certainly take that to heart, because 6 years ago, I was a fan of rock and roll. I always say I was a fan of rock and metal before Death Punch. I'll be one long after. I'm just a dude that took a chance, and here I'm now in the back of the tour bus talking to you guys.
Right, and that's an interesting thing as well, because you mentioned that especially at a young age you don't really know why you like certain stuff. Do you know now why you've gravitated towards metal and heavy music?
It's always been like hard rock, metal, punk rock, hardcore, that kind of thing for me. I really don't know, honestly. Probably a lot with the punk rock was just the accessibility of people. When you're watching bands like Motley Crue, for instance, back in the day, hell, even Marilyn Manson now, they're like unattainable, like they're there. But with hardcore and punk rock, I would, way back in the day, I saw Green Day on like the second or third record at Bogart's up in Cincinnati, and those dudes are just hanging out, like talking. They went to a house party that I went to right after that, and I was like, that's cool. So I like that punk rock, hardcore ethic as well.
Right, and so that connection with the fans that you mentioned, so that's very important to you.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Especially going through kind of the ups and downs of the past years. How do you, how does that relationship with the audience kind of develop with that?
I think people that are fans of the band and are fans of me specifically know I'm a very positive person. I don't put up with negative shit at all. So just weed out the negative stuff. That's basically, anytime anything negative would show up on my social networks, block, delete, done. I got no time for it. If someone is on there attacking another fan, I'll go right to the person and be like, I'm right here. I see it. A lot of people don't think that, at this level, whatever this level is, that you're still involved in social networking. I was a social networking whore before Death Punch. I loved it then. I'm still doing it now, just on a bigger scale. It's enjoyable for me. I always wanted to kind of take the fan on the journey of what I'm going through. Kind of the everyday guy that gets picked for this incredible job, and show them kind of what's going on back here, and share the experience with them as well. So I think that's where my connection with the fans come.
What is then one thing that you could tell me, maybe a misconception people have about kind of what you do? or
I think everybody assumes it's a constant party in the back, but there's always business going on. You're rehearsing back there, sending out emails, working on the social networking stuff to kind of keep the fans involved. Literally, after we're off stage, it's on the phone, checking stuff, connecting with family back home. Yeah, there's very little of the craziness. It's not Motley Crue '84 anymore, sadly.
And because especially as a youngster, did you have certain expectations of what it would be to be in this position?
Yes. Fucking 6 years ago when I joined the band, I was like, yes, it's here. And then you get back there and it's like, okay, I understand that it has to be this way to continue to keep business going and to keep the careers and the songs and keep satisfying the fans. I'm 43 now. And you can't very well get up there and do the stuff that you could have done in the 20s and still perform. Yeah, it's no longer sex, drugs, and rock and roll. It's sex, protein shakes, and rock and roll. That's what it is out here now. Clearly.
So to kind of go back to the beginning of the interview, is that why the band is in such a good place now?
I think so, yeah. I mean, even now, with nobody doing anything on that scale, you know, with any of that regard, we're all hitting the gym all the time now. Me and Zoltan pop in there. We've got Tommy from Bad Wolves is out here. Zoltan's working with him on the Bad Wolf stuff, and Tommy's a huge gym rat. So it's nice to have him out here with us as well, because he's able to, like, there's been many times, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm like, I'm not going today. And then he'll post something on on his networks about, where y'all at? All right, Tommy, I'm on my damn way. Fat shame me. Thanks, buddy.
That's very good. So if you go to a decade of destruction quickly, because you mentioned that I haven't played your song. Which song was it? Was it Trouble?
No, that was already done. This is on the new record coming out next year.
Oh, okay.
This is one of the brand new songs.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite new Death Punch song. Yeah.
Without revealing too much, then what have you noticed about the music that you've been making?
Very personal. Okay. It's always been very personal. With the turmoil that went on in this band between everything, it's all been well documented. You guys can go on there and look to see what all the stuff that happened. But with all that going on, you know, music is an outlet to get that stuff out, and for people to listen to it, to allow them to relate and get their own stuff out as well. And we went through a lot of stuff, and it's very, very visible on this new record.
Is playing, I assume you haven't played them live yet, right?
No, the whole reason, and talking about Maynard from A Perfect Circle, people were getting on him about, you know, kicking people out for video and whatnot at the shows. I get that from his standpoint, because he does something very special that we don't do because of cameras out there. We allow cameras, do whatever you want to, it's cool. But he would do brand new songs that no one has heard before in a live concert experience, which is like, my God, people are still doing that. It's incredible for him to give that to the fans. We go about it differently. We don't do anything new until we've had a chance to release it, because we don't want the fans to have their very first experience with that song on some shitty cell phone with a little tiny speaker on there. You don't want to get that and like, what the hell is that song, you know?
Right.
So that's the reason that we don't do new stuff until it's actually released, because we want the product, the song, the way that we wanted it to be presented first, and then you come out and check out the live experience.
But like, I assume you've played them many times in rehearsal and whatever. So is there, because it's so personal, is there a certain cathartic release to playing those songs as well?
Particularly with Ivan. Ivan's a very emotional person. So you'll see him, we do an acoustics part in the set tonight, which you'll see, and we've kind of been doing it a little bit recently in some of the other sets that we've done. And, you know, it's very heavy emotional songs that he's singing. And yeah, he's definitely, oh my God, like I say, I'm tearing up a little bit, think about it right now. Such a bitch I am. There was a little girl on stage, and I forget what song it was, but she was like bawling on stage. And I was watching this little girl, and I was like, whoo, damn, she's getting me. I'm supposed to be the tough guy. Come on, no. But yeah, it's I think it's personal to everyone, whether it's Ivan singing it up on stage or that little girl in the front row listening to the song. It's personal on every level. So. And
kind of that goes back then to your early days of being 4 and having that connection and with music. Kind of seeing what music can do.
Very much so. I mean, at age 4, it's clearly affected the rest of my life.
Right. Final question then. I don't think you can answer it, but do you have an album title yet?
Yes, we do. I can't answer that, but I won't give you the title. And actually, we solidified the title this week, actually, here in Europe. So the title is there. I saw the artwork for the album cover, so all that's there, and just a matter of time for, you know, people who don't play bass to let that stuff out.
All right. Can't wait to see it and hear it.
Yeah, it's gonna be good, man. I'm
All
excited
right,
about it. Should
Chris.
be a very busy, positive year. A lot of touring and continue to go to Europe, and we're trying to get it everywhere. So we'll be here.
Good to
Keep
hear.
coming out, supporting us. We appreciate all you guys. Thank you.
All right, Chris. Thank you so much for your time.
Of course, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure.